Right, folks, welcome back. TK with TK Homes. Diving into the TK Academy today, we're going to do how to create an MLS search and how to plug people into an auto search as well. Save you time. Let's get right to it. So we're going to pop up MLS here. From standard operating procedures, aka what typically everybody's going to do, it's going to be single family general here. If you have specifics that you want to revise, feel free to get a little bit more specific with that, whether it's waterfront or maybe you have a lot search to plug into. Feel free to start with those. However, if I'm going to set up just a standard search, I'm coming here to coming soon and active, and then I'm coming up here to no contingencies. That's important because then it will eliminate all of the active contingent upon inspection places as well. We only want to show people what's available. So the very first few things that I'm going to plug into play here is whether they're townhouses, single families, condos, all that stuff. Let's pretend it's just a single family classic search. First time home buyer, they're looking at 350 or less. Maybe they want 2+ beds, 2+ baths. They don't care about garages. And then we're going to check out the map. So after we plug and play on the map here, we're going to pull up everything that's active with all of the criteria that we have here. So what we're going to do is let's just minimize, say we're going to come down here to Osseo. There's a couple in there. Let's say they want to come right in here to Brooklyn Park and Osseo. We're going to cut it off here. Let's say this is their search parameter. I like to use the polygon tool here to just basically draft up what I want my shape to look like. Let's say this is the shape that they want, right? They want to basically live in these few areas. We can jump to results and play around with what we're looking at. We've got a handful of coming soons, handful of actives. We've got a total of 29. Okay. Let's say this is picture perfect. They don't need any other criteria. They want to just a nice generic search. We're going to go to save, new auto email. Let's pretend they're a new contact. Type it in at gmail.com. Cool. Let's save it. Boom, boom, boom. I usually title it Homes for You. Come down here and you would click save. This would generate an immediate email to them, a welcome email. And then what's going to happen after is right down here towards the schedule area, you get to create however they want this search to be sent. You can edit your signature here. You can change any of the criteria, the parameters, but this is the one that typically people want. You can clear it. However, I do daily. If you want to do ASAP, that means every single change that would happen. If you got 29 people on your search or 29 properties on your search, that's going to be a lot of changes. They're going to get bombarded, so they may not want that. So after we'd click save, it would auto send, and then it would prompt back to the home page here where you would get a notice of people looking at your houses. Let's say you want to pull it up. You'd click on their contact, go to auto email. Right here, you click open the results tab. It's going to show up everything that pops up in their search. If you need to make any changes, you go to criteria, plug in whatever change you want to make, then come down to results, and then you would save it again and then do update to that search. So that's how you do an auto search, and pretty simple. Go get them. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to TK Academy. This is TK. Today we're going to be doing how to schedule a showing. As you start to get efficient with this process and you start getting good at this business, one way to really save time is by becoming efficient at things. And so one thing that can help, aside from just the basic scheduling a showing on your phone via HomeSpotter with the generic app, you can plug and play on MLS. And so what we will do is we will come here to MLS and we will dive into a next level opportunity here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down to carts right here. Now, the simplest way to do this is to plug every property that we want to see into a cart. Let's say it's Sean. Say we want to go see 3 properties today. I can now plug my map in. I can see where these properties are located. Right here, I've got just a string line of places here. If I'm coming from Maple Grove or I'm coming from West St. Paul, I can plan these accordingly. I would want to either end strategically or start strategically. Let's say I'm going to start with this Texas Avenue South one. I'm going to schedule this 3380. Then I'm going to go up to the 7901. And then I'm going to come up to the 3118 on Wisconsin Ave. And I'm just going to schedule them right in a row. Now, once you start to get used to how long you need at a showing, you can schedule them accordingly and then include drive time. But typically at this point, I'm at about 30 minutes of showing. So I'll do, depending on how close they are together, I'll have some overlap there. Maybe I'll schedule 45 minutes, piggyback them all. But this is the most efficient way to do it. And now that you're here, if you want to schedule for showings, let's say you click on the listing here, this icon here is the showing time icon. I can click on that to schedule them. I can come here, schedule single showing, or I can add to a showing cart where you can then schedule in bulk showings. So depending on how you want to do it, I personally just like to have my phone handy to just plug and play. I'll usually just, I've got a Mac so they all communicate. I'll copy and paste the MLS number, plug it into showing time, pick my time. And then once I have all 3, in this case, green showings, I will screenshot it and forward it over to the client to signify our itinerary. And then we're moving on. We've got scheduled showings ready to go, all blocked in. That's it for today, folks. Stay tuned for the next training. Thanks. What's up, folks? This is TK with TK Homes, putting on another show for the TK Academy. Let's dive in. Today, we're going to be talking about Zillow best practices. We're going to go through just what to do from a basic standpoint. This is post phone call on the Zillow front. So we're going to do some background info on what to expect. We're going to go through what some of the questions are in terms of what the Zillow survey will include and what the important score pieces are for Zillow. So if my computer decides to load, we're going to go to the report right now. So here is what our parameters are on what we're scored on. So this is how our metrics pertain to Zillow, what impacts the number of leads we get, and what's important to them in their eyes from us. So consumer experience score, the CSAT score right here. This number pertains to the satisfaction score, essentially. The higher that is, the better. We want to get it over 90. Currently, we're at 89, so we're working on it. We're close. Our work with rate is fantastic, though. So we're at 52%. They recommend 35. Our conversion rate right now is totally out of whack. This is not accurate, but they're saying we're at 41%. And the green bar signifies about 8.5 to 30. Typically, people try to target between 10 and 15%. If you're really getting good, you're between 15 and 17 on the live connections. So right now, we've increased this number substantially. Our connection per agent is going to go way up here in the next couple months. But that's a good setup on what some of these parameters are. So coming back to some of the Zillow best practices here. So let's say the call came through, you hang up the phone, you just notified the new client that, hey, thanks a ton for calling Zillow. We're really looking forward to helping you guys out. Just a quick heads up, Zillow will be sending you a survey. If you feel like we've had a great conversation or we've been of value to you, we would really appreciate it if you filled that out and gave us a great score, because it does help our business substantially. And that would mean it would mean a lot to us. So we'd really appreciate it. Clunk, hang up the phone. Here is best practice. Let's say it's Peter right here, Peter Gonzalez. Come to the contact. He's right here. We're going to go over here to, on your computer, it shows up like this. On your phone, it's completely different. You got to click on your name for the sake. This gentleman is a buyer, and he's in this showing homes stage. This is going to be imperative to keeping status quos and where we are in the process. So they do track this. This showing homes category can be any of these pertaining values. Attempted contact, spoke with customer, appointment set. So the few things that they track on a timeline is appointment set and met with customer. That's a huge one for us. That will let them know, hey, we get in front of people and we're good. So this is a really crucial one. Once we've met them, put it as the appointment set. Then met with customer and showing homes. Restage them, all of them, because then it will set up the algorithm to impact our scores. Once they're showing houses and submitting offers, stage accordingly. That's going to help us get our numbers up there. They're doing the sales funnel. So as you see at the top bar, new and attempted contacts are up there. But if you've spoke with customer, plug it in there. But once you get to the appointment set stage, they block them down the sales funnel. So it makes us look better as a team. So that's a pretty big important piece there. That's going to really help the scores go up. Now, the questions in which they ask the customer on the survey, they ask if you intend to work with this agent. They ask if you've spoken with the agent and did you set an appointment. The final piece is, do you intend to fully work with this agent to purchase a home? This is the most important one, you guys. That's going to really show our conversion rate to be where it should be. And as long as we keep getting scores and consistent feedback, it's going to really help where those scores come in at, which ultimately just means we're going to get more leads, which is great, because I think the transaction count for agents is so great, because then it pushes the referral partners. We want cheerleaders, we want friends, we want to button it all up so that we can have a nice big old database. It's a race to 100. Well, that's it for today, folks. Go get them. Stay tuned for the next one.